Hello everyone. Today we're going to discuss the topic company for BCOM students. So let's get the definition of company. A company is an artificial person, invisible, intangible, created by or under law, which means that a company was created by a person, so it is an artificial person and it is invisible. Actually, the word company was derived from the Latin word companies, means a group of persons who took their need together. So there is a Companies Act 1956 and there is a new Companies Act 2013. According to the Companies Act 1956, a company was defined as company means a company formed and registered under the Companies Act 1956 or an existing company. Moving from the Companies Act 1956 to the new Companies Act 2013, all the provisions became changed with this new Act 2013. Now we'll see the definition according to the Companies Act 2013. A company refers to an organization incorporated under this act or under any previous company law. So these are the definition of company according to the Companies Act 1956 and the Companies Act 2013. So a company is clearly defined as a group of people that contributes money or worth of money to a common stock that to employ in the trade, entity or a business. So the persons who contribute to the company in the form of money or worth of money are called members, and the proportion of capital entitled to each member is called members' share, and the profits and losses are shared among the members of the company. Now let's discuss some of the characteristics of company. First one, voluntary association. Second, separate legal entity. Third, legal restrictions. Fourth, share capital. Fifth, incorporated association. Sixth, perpetual succession. 7, separate legal entity. 8, common seal. 9, transferability of shares. And the last one, limited liability. Now let's discuss one by one. First one, voluntary association. A company is a voluntary association of persons who have come together with the main motive is to earn profits. The main motive of a company is to earn maximum profits. So all the operations of the company are done or governed by the law, are limited by memorandum of association. And the next, separate legal entity. As we know, a company is an artificial person which is created by law, where entity means a company or a business was recognized by law as having its own separate legal existence. And the next, legal restrictions. The formation, the working, the dissolution or the winding of a company are strictly governed by the laws, rules and regulations. The next, share capital. The persons who contribute the money or worth of money to the company is called capital. So those persons who buy these shares become its shareholders and thereby become members in it. The next, incorporated association. A company comes into existence only under the registration under the Companies Act. So there are minimum persons required for the purpose of incorporation. For example, in case of the public company, the requirement of members for the purpose of incorporation are 7. So according to the private company, only 2 members are required for the purpose of incorporation. And the next, perpetual succession. So as we know, the company never dies until it's gonna wind up. So it doesn't affected by the any member of the company if even he dies. So members may come, members may go, but the company continues its operations until it's gonna wind up. The next, separate legal property. The company can own, enjoy its property in its own name. The next characteristic feature of a company is common seal. So as we know, company is an artificial person, it cannot sign its name on a contract. So all the company's functions, operations are done with the help of a seal, which is known as common seal. The next, transferability of share. Members can freely transfer their shares and they can also freely sell their shares. And the right to transfer share is statutory right of the members. And the last characteristic feature of company is limited liability. In case of limited companies, liability of members will be limited to the amount unpaid on the shares. So these are the characteristic features of a company. I hope you all understood. Next we will discuss the classification of company. The companies are classified on the basis of 4: incorporation, liability of members, number of members, and ownership. So let's discuss one by one. First one, incorporation. On the basis of the incorporation, the companies are classified again into chartered company, statutory company, and registered company. First, let's discuss chartered company. Chartered company means a company was formed and incorporated under a special character like East India Company, which means that it is formed or incorporated under a special charter granted by the king or queen, like Bank of England and East India Company. The next, statutory company. These companies are created by a special act of parliament like RBI and railway. And the last, registered company. These companies are registered under the Companies Act 1956 and called registered companies. And the next classification was done on liability of members. On the basis of this, the companies are classified into limited and unlimited. Limited means, in case of limited companies, the liability of members will be limited to the amount unpaid on its share. And the next, unlimited company, which means that the members are liable for the debts of the company at the time of winding up, which is said that a company not having any limit on liability of its members is termed as unlimited company. So the members are liable for the debts of the company at the time of winding up. And the next, number of members. On the basis of the number of members, the companies are classified into private and public. Private company. A private company is a company where it limits the number of its members to 50 and it prohibits any invitation to the public to subscribe its share, and it also restricts the right to transfer its shares. So these are the features of private company. And the next, public company. A public company means a company which is not private company, which states that it doesn't restrict the right to transfer its shares, it doesn't limit the number of its members to 50, it doesn't prohibit any invitation to the public to subscribe its shares. And the next, last classification was done on the basis of ownership, and according to this, it is divided into government company, foreign company, holding and subsidiary company. So, government company. A company is called government company when 51% of the paid up capital is held by central government or by any state government, or partly by central government or partly by one or more state government. Here, paid up capital means the amount that actually paid by the shareholders to the company. And the next, foreign company. A foreign company is a company incorporated outside India and having a place of business in India, which means that a company is operations are done outside the India but having a place in the India for a business is called foreign company. Holding and subsidiary company. A company which controls another company is called holding company, and so controlled company is known as subsidiary company. These are the classification of company. I hope you all understood the classification of company, characteristics of company. Thank you. Subscribe for more videos.